Have you ever spent the whole night coughing, staring at the ceiling, just praying for a few hours of peaceful sleep? That's exactly what happened to Helen Carter, a retired teacher from Iowa. At 72, she prided herself on staying healthy. But one cold February night, she found herself sitting up in bed, struggling to catch her breath, her chest tight with congestion and coughing so much she could barely talk. The over-the-counter syrup on her nightstand didn't help much. She didn't want to wake her son or go to the emergency room, but she felt helpless and worn down. Then she remembered something her mother used to do when Helen was a little girl. Her mother would say, "I don't know if it works, but it sure won't hurt to try." That night, Helen slowly made her way to the kitchen, took out a big white onion from the pantry, and in less than 5 minutes she had prepared the same remedy her mother had used on her decades ago, an overnight onion poultice. By morning, Helen's coughing had eased, her breathing felt clearer, and she finally got some much-needed rest. What was it about that humble onion that made such a difference? Today, I want to share this powerful, time-tested home remedy with you step by step, so you can keep it in your own toolkit of natural ways to care for yourself and your loved ones. As we age, even something as simple as a cold can feel like a mountain to climb. That's because our immune systems naturally get weaker over time. By the time we're in our 60s, 70s, and beyond, our bodies don't produce infection-fighting white blood cells as quickly as they used to. That makes it harder to fight off viruses like the common cold or flu, and it can take longer to recover. Our lungs and airways also become more sensitive as we get older. The muscles we use to breathe and to cough get weaker. Mucus can build up more easily, making it feel harder to clear our chest. That's why so many older adults complain about a persistent nighttime cough and congestion that lingers even after the fever or aches are gone. And if you already have other health conditions like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or diabetes, even a mild flu can lead to more serious complications. Pneumonia, bronchitis, or a prolonged hospital stay are all real risks for seniors when a simple cough lingers too long. That's why it's so important to take even minor symptoms seriously. The sooner you soothe your airways and help your body fight infection, the better your chances of avoiding those more serious problems. Of course, no home remedy can take the place of proper medical care when you're truly sick. But many seniors find that supporting their body naturally with something as simple as an onion poultice can make those first few days a little easier and help them get the rest they need to heal. Long before drugstores lined every corner, our grandparents and great-grandparents turned to the kitchen when someone in the house fell ill. And one of the most trusted remedies they swore by was the humble onion. You might think of onions as just something to flavor soup or salad, but for centuries they've been known for their natural healing properties. Ancient cultures from the Egyptians to Native American tribes used onions as medicine for respiratory illnesses, infections, and even to keep bad spirits away. What makes onions so special? They're packed with nutrients like vitamin C, antioxidants, and sulfur compounds, the same compounds that make your eyes water when you cut into one. Those sulfur compounds have natural antibacterial and antiviral effects, which help fight off germs. They also help thin out mucus, making it easier to clear your airways when you're congested. Some older folks even believe that placing a cut onion in a room would capture viruses and germs floating in the air like a natural air purifier. While there's no hard scientific proof of that, what we do know is this: onions release certain vapors into the air that can loosen congestion and soothe irritated nasal passages and throats. And perhaps just as important, using a home remedy like this connects us to a time when caring for your health meant slowing down, listening to your body, and letting nature help you heal. In recent years, more people have started returning to these old-fashioned traditions, realizing that sometimes the simplest solutions can still be the most effective. That's exactly what Helen experienced when she placed that onion poultice by her bed. By morning, her cough had quieted, and she felt more like herself again. So how does placing a chopped onion near your bed actually help with coughing, congestion, and flu symptoms? Let's break it down. When you cut or crush an onion, it releases a strong aroma that's because of powerful sulfur compounds and essential oils. These vapors don't just make your eyes water, they also help thin mucus in your nose, throat, and chest. That can make it easier to breathe and quiet that nagging, tickly cough that keeps you awake. At the same time, onions release natural antibacterial and antiviral compounds into the air. While they're no substitute for medical treatment, if you're seriously ill, many people feel the air in the room becomes fresher, less heavy, and easier to breathe when they've kept a fresh onion by their bedside overnight. The poultice works even better than just placing a loose onion on a plate because it helps hold the onion's moisture and keeps the vapors concentrated near your head while you sleep. Think of it like a little natural vaporizer without any plugs, batteries, or chemicals. Many seniors say they wake up after using the poultice with a looser cough, clearer sinuses, and much less congestion. It's particularly helpful for those dry hacking coughs that never seem to go away at night. And beyond the physical benefits, it also provides comfort. There's something deeply reassuring about using a remedy passed down from our mothers and grandmothers, a reminder that healing doesn't always have to come from a pharmacy. Now, this remedy isn't magic. It won't instantly cure the flu or replace your medications if you have a more serious condition. But it can be a gentle, supportive way to ease symptoms while your body does the hard work of fighting off the virus. And the best part, it's incredibly easy to make, and you probably already have everything you need in your kitchen. Here's what you'll need: half of a large sweet white onion, a medium-sized square of clean cheesecloth, or even a clean cotton handkerchief if you don't have cheesecloth, and a small bowl. Take your half onion and place it in a food processor. If you don't have a processor, you can also chop it finely by hand with a good sharp knife. You want the pieces to be small enough to release plenty of juices and aroma, but it doesn't need to be a paste. Lay your square of cheesecloth flat on the counter. Scoop the chopped onion into the center of the cheesecloth. Bring the corners of the cloth up and twist them together at the top so that the onion is bundled inside. You want the moist onion section to be on the bottom when you place it down with the dry corners tucked underneath. Put the small bowl on your nightstand or beside your bed. Place the onion poultice in the bowl, making sure it sits close to your head while you sleep. The closer it is, the better you can breathe in the soothing vapors through the night. That's it. Once you've placed it by your bed, you can settle in and let it work its quiet magic while you rest. In the morning, simply throw the onion away. You'll want to use a fresh one each night if you choose to repeat the remedy. And if the smell is a little strong for you, you can crack a window slightly or use a fan to help circulate the air. Many people find the smell fades after a few minutes, but the benefits linger through the night. So what can you expect when you try the overnight onion poultice? Helen said it best: I woke up for the first time in a week without that awful tickle in my throat. My chest felt lighter and I could finally take a deep breath without coughing. Her experience is pretty typical. Most seniors who try this remedy don't report a miracle cure overnight, but they do feel noticeable relief. Many say their cough softens. They sleep longer without waking up to hack and wheeze, and the heaviness in their chest or sinuses starts to ease. Another gentleman from Ohio, 76-year-old George Simmons, shared, "I didn't even think it would work. But my wife insisted, and by morning, the congestion that was stuck in my chest for days finally started to come up." For some, it's more about comfort than cure. Breathing in the onion's vapors can make your throat feel soothed and your nasal passages less irritated, which helps you relax and get more rest, exactly what your body needs to heal. Just remember, this remedy is best for mild to moderate symptoms. If you have a high fever, difficulty breathing, chest pain, or symptoms that don't improve after a few days, it's always wise to call your doctor. For seniors, especially those with heart or lung conditions, even a common flu can turn serious fast. So listen to your body and don't hesitate to seek medical care if something doesn't feel right. It's amazing how something as simple as an onion, something you've probably passed over in your kitchen 1,000 times, can offer such comfort when you need it most. The overnight onion poultice is a beautiful reminder that sometimes the best care comes from slowing down and trusting in the quiet wisdom of nature and tradition. If you've been struggling with a cough or congestion lately, why not give it a try tonight? You may just find yourself breathing easier and resting better by morning. And now I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever used a home remedy like this before, one passed down from your parents or grandparents? If so, what was it, and did it work for you? Share your story in the comments below. Your tip just might help someone else feel better too. Thank you for watching, and be well.